Turn it up. Now a program that delivers fresh produce.
Here we go.
I love fresh produce.
What up, world? This your boy Manny Fresco. You're now tuned into Fresh Produce for Get Familiar Radio. We have the living legends, Q, Mike, Slim, Deron, 12 in the building.
Yes,
Make
yes,
some
yes.
noise.
Yeah, man.
What up, y'all?
What's happening? What's
You
happening?
guys are like
Thank
new
you.
artists now, right? Y'all dropping music, and I'm like, yo, y'all don't know about this. I'm only 31, but it's like classic for me.
Yeah,
Wow.
You
right.
know what I mean? So I've been bumping the music all day, and I hear "Come Over," I'm like, classic 112.
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
So
yeah,
I've been
nice.
loving it. So how's
Nice,
it been
bro.
received? How you guys feeling?
It's been received really well. You know, the fans, we get to check them out online. We get to see the comments, so we get to really see their opinion
now
and,
they're really
and
seeing it right
engage with
away,
them.
right?
And so they really excited about the album. They love the content. They love the way the music sounds. They love what we're talking about. And it's just a great feeling, you know, to be back on the scene. We haven't really put any music out in like 12 years, but I guess the overall reception has been incredible from the
Well,
fans.
you guys have music to last you 12 years, I think.
Well, yeah, that's
So
true.
it's been
You know,
getting
yeah.
placed though.
We've been doing this for a while.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
been doing this for a while.
And now I'm like, yo,
Resume.
Ty, thank you for dropping that. I can play this in the club.
Yeah.
Right.
And right in pocket.
Right.
You know what I'm
Nice,
saying?
nice.
So did the Bad Boy tour kind of like spark that in you guys, or you guys were just like,
Well, we actually had been touring for a while. You know, a lot of people didn't know that we were still touring because we were off the scene for so long. But just to give you an example, like we're basically somewhere every weekend touring,
Nah, I
doing
get
a
it. You
spot
guys-
date, and then like we do maybe two
consistently. No, I
to
get
3
it.
major
I
tours
mean, like
a year.
when it sparked, like, you know, when you're doing the show, you're like, these are great, but we would some new songs would be cool. Like do you think about when you're on stage? You're like, you know what? Let's embrace these hits and just be like,
Man, you know what? This one right here was like the call of the fans. You know, anybody knows 112 fans, very aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So, like, while we out here, we all around the world, a lot of them, you know, they would come up and say, so, yeah, we love y'all. We love the smashes, okay? We love these classic songs. But, hey, when y'all gonna get back in the studio and put this 6 joint out? So, you know what I'm saying? So, hey.
Funny you said smashes. So I went to the tour when you guys were in LA, right?
Okay.
I'm like, all the hits that I remember, I'm like, yo, there's so many collab hits. And you guys have like legendary features. When I go listen to all the albums, there's not that many features, right? So I'm like, is that intentional? Like, you're like, you know what? The album is going to be us singing. 4 is enough.
Yeah, the album that was intentional, bro, because we felt like 112 can stand on our own, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8, you know, percent.
8
Yeah,
feet.
yeah, you know, yeah. Math wasn't my subject in school, but yeah, man, we just felt like, you know, it was time for us. If we were gonna do it, we needed to do it and do it 112 the way 112 did
Absolutely,
it.
son.
But we did do a duet with Jagged Edge, so that was something. See, it's all about making. If we're gonna do this album, let's do it in a way that nobody else has done it.
Yeah.
And the reason why we felt that way is because, like you said earlier, we were good on the hits. You know what I'm saying? We had enough hits that we can go. We're
That's kind of my question. Cause I'm
yeah,
like,
we're
all right,
considered
you
a
get on the
touring
hits,
act at this
you
point in the
and
game.
the hits you have might have like rap features on or whatever, and they're smashes. And
Right.
it's like, nah, but we still gonna give you 12 records of singing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
we're not gonna go into like and just have all these features.
Right.
And you guys have kept like the same features. Like I see you have Faith Evans on it.
Yeah.
And it's like she was on your first album.
Right.
So it's like, do you feel like it came full circle? Like with this?
Well, you know, that came from actually a threat from Faith.
She's like,
She
"Listen,
basically,
it's been years,
yeah,
so
she
get back."
basically,
Shout out to
she
Faith.
basically threatened our lives. Basically, if she didn't get on this album, because you know she heard the material and she knew that it was gonna be hot. But aside from that, she's our sister anyway, man. So she
She's
wanted
like,
to do it.
I
Yeah.
got you guys signed. I try.
Yeah, like basically, you know, like, look, I will do something to y'all 112 if you don't put me on this record.
I need to put me on this.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how
super
that
fresh.
happened.
So I know you guys been keeping it strictly R&B. What do you think of the R&B that's going on right now? Like you got the Weekends and the Bryson Tillers and like these 808s. Are y'all? Is it R&B for y'all, or are you kind of singing like it's hip hop? Like what do you guys think?
I mean, I feel that it's R&B. I think it gets a bad rap though because, you know, the things that they talk about and the way that they talk about it is a little bit more risque than what we did to an extent. Because when you think about 112, you think about R. Kelly, you think about the stuff we were saying in the 90s, like, you know, the song we did with Twister. Like when you think about that verse, you know,
3-6 Mafia.
we're singing
3-6.
like we're saying the same things that they're saying.
Nah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like we just kept the R&B at the forefront of the singles. Like we made sure every time we definitely gonna put a love song out as a single, and I think that's really the main difference. Like I think the guys now, like Chris Brown will leave a song like All Back on the album. You won't see a video for it. You won't. But it's an R&B record. But you know he'll put out these chicks ain't loyal for the radio and just to kind of keep
But
that
you guys
bumping.
almost had a video for every single. Like at that time, there was really. If you guys put it out, there was a video to it almost, right? Like
Well, you know, that was the nature of the game at the time. You know, with social media being what it is now, you don't necessarily need, you know, to have the visual to go along with it, because you pretty much can do a video off your iPhone right now, man, and you know, and
get your own streams,
right? Get your own streams and
keep it moving,
you know, and keep it moving, man. So yeah, at the time you had to have the visuals to go along with, you know, the songs as well, man. So yeah, that was for the time. So
got you. So are you guys interested in collabing with like now? Like I said, you guys always keep their features to a minimum. Is it something y'all feel like maybe I'm gonna go touch this new R&B singer? He's nice, you know, or like put him on a song. Do you guys listen to the stuff now, or are you guys like?
Yeah. Oh yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying. Big shout out to Ty Dolla. See, we heard the record called X.
Yeah, X.
So you know what I'm saying. We over in Europe. You know what I mean. But bumping the record. You know what I'm saying. I'm like listening. You know what I'm saying. And he hit me. He said, "Yo, check this out." And when I hit it, I guess they just put it on YouTube. Man.
Already.
So I'm listening to it like. And then when YG came across, I was like, "Oh, this is
sped up.
wild."
I had a little sped up bop to it. I'm like, yo,
but it was,
It's dope.
it was the same, yo.
it.
So I hit him,
Nah,
you
it
know what
was
I'm saying?
it.
So,
It was it. No,
I don't
no,
know. Yeah.
Somebody like that would be. I mean, I feel like you guys are coming out. You guys have an old school sound, but since you've always been rap, like singing on hip hop, it's like you're still in pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, like
Right.
all the music coming out, like throw some 808s on anywhere, and
Right.
it's the same.
That's
Right.
the beauty.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of 112. You know, we've always been able to adjust and adapt to whatever was going on musically, and I just feel like we're so blessed and so talented that we could really suit any format. There's no format that the four of us can't do. So if that's collaborating with a new artist today, or if it's even going back to get somebody that's even more of a legend than we are, or even if it's crossing genres, there's nothing that the four of us can't do. So collaborating with a new artist, man, we invite that. As long as it's just about the music.
If they're talented enough to be on that same
Absolutely.
page, then
Right.
you guys still see people like legends, like after
Absolutely.
so much accomplishments. You're like, you
we
know
just
what?
did the Soul Train Awards last
just
night, man.
headlined
We
last
see-
night.
Yeah, we seen that. Yeah, exactly. Say it again, kid.
Yeah, we just headline Soul Train.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So we saw
2017 about to be 2018.
yeah.
November,
that.
November
You better-
26th.
Yeah, you
airs
better
on
believe
BET.
it. Yeah, airs on
Yes.
BET. So yeah, we seen a lot of our constituents, man, and it's nothing but utmost respect. You know what I mean? Like you see Teddy Riley last night, Tamar
God.
Braxton, SWV. You know, the list goes on and on, man. Kirk Franklin. You know,
It's like I
it's
want to hear
like
projects from
man.
all of them now.
yeah, man. But
Drop
here's the crazy thing, though, bro. Like we've heard from so many of our people, you know, of our ilk, man. Just listening to our album, like Drew Hill, for example. We were on tour with Drew Hill and Genuine overseas, and the first thing that came out of their mouth after hearing the album was like, "Bro, y'all finna make us go back into the."
No,
You know what I'm
it
saying? The
sounds
studio,
really good.
you
Like,
know what I'm
listen,
saying?
I'm a
So-
DJ, and I always think like, man, if I can't play this today, it won't really. It's kind of over my head, like, you know, in the sense where like I want to play the music that I like tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing
Yeah.
a party tonight. I'm throwing this on tonight.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, and you get those vibes, and you're like, oh no, y'all coming with it. It ain't like this old, like we trying to do this. Like,
Right.
nah,
No.
nah, it's not that. Like, and I think you guys have always had like that group. I don't know, just how do I say, like chemistry where you guys do different parts and old school parts. Like one of my favorite songs you guys have is like "Sweet Love," right?
Right.
Wow.
Wow, right?
Right.
No,
I played that
dope.
song for people. They'd be like, "Yo, I never heard this." I'm like, "This is one of the illest records to me."
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
us- the way you guys change and overlap
Right.
people's voices, I'm
Right.
like, yo,
Yeah.
these guys like really do stuff that like you're not
Well,
even
man,
seeing.
here's the thing, though, man. 112 has always been on the cusp of, you know, innovation. You know, like we are, and I'm not ashamed to say it, we are the pioneers of the hip hop and R&B element. Like there was nobody doing that before 12. You know what I mean? So we're always on the verge of doing something innovative, man. So we did a record with Jagged Edge. Nobody else has done no record like that. Where you have, you know, the rappers, you know, they collaborate all the time, but you
Yeah.
have two R&B groups collaborating.
You don't,
like,
yeah,
you
exactly.
don't, you've never
like
seen
you said,
it,
you guys do everything. So it's like
Right,
when you have
so-
somebody else that come crewing, you're like,
right?
I do that.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like,
Like, bro, like, listen, man, we just innovative, bro. Like, this dude is classically trained piano, man.
no, let me tell you, I've been watching
this
the interviews and doing my homework with the day and age, and I'm like, I didn't know that you produce so many of the songs. I'm like, that already put you on your own class.
Right. Like,
you know?
the first thing that we blow
I'm not sitting by
everybody's
this
mind
piano
with,
for no reason.
he do, what is the record? Loving You Tonight, the R. Kelly, this dude produced the record. Nobody knew that.
Man, you know what's crazy about this? Like,
know what I'm saying?
if I want to compare 112 to like a rap group, you think of NWA, you can kind of still feel the same elements.
Like
so you had a Dr. Dre in there, you had an Easy E with a wild voice, but you know what I'm saying, you had the Yellows, and you know what I'm saying,
And you knew the
Ice
distinctive
Cube,
voice.
you heard the distinctive voices. and each of them can hold their own when they come together. Though,
I like
it
that
was like
sound.
that super
Curious that
group.
you say that.
I
Like,
like
what made
that.
you guys? I always wanted to know this. Did you ever want to get a fifth member?
We actually had a fifth member.
Was it like a baritone? Like
Nah,
that-
this dude his voice was super high. You know, he actually it was two guys. They were actually older than we were, and they they did the old typical, man, I gotta go get a job. I feel the music and
Yeah, they
everything.
fall off
but
little by little as
Yeah, man.
time
But I
goes.
y'all don't
Hey.
believe in a dream like y'all believe in a dream. Y'all still got time. Y'all still in high school and stuff, man. So we were like, all right, with all that, man. All right, go via con Dios, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Now they fall off. The game
now-
separates them.
Yeah, now they looking back like, damn, you know what I mean? But it's all good. The Most High makes you, drags your fate wherever where it goes. And if it wasn't for that, then Q wouldn't be in the group. So and it just made the
thank
group
God
even
for that,
better.
right?
Yeah,
thank God for that. So you know what I mean?
Be all you can be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we like the chicks being cut 4 ways,
Four
man, as
ways,
opposed
yeah.
to 5.
No, that's dope that you guys could keep it that like no egos. Everybody's like, listen, this is what it is. We're all good at what we can do. Like I was thinking, like you're always in the beginning of the records, your voice is distinctive. Then I hear anywhere, I'm like, yo, you take off. Like this is like hold on,
Yeah.
I'm starting this one.
Take
You know what I'm
off, right,
saying?
yeah.
And I was like, yo, this is like, I like that it's such a smash, and it's not the typical like 112 second in that essence of like hearing Slim first. You know what I'm saying?
Deron produced that one too.
Deron produced that one.
There you go.
Yeah.
So speaking of production, when y'all started going with Dance With Me and started going a little more like
Produced that one too.
electronic, is that like you're trying to like set the trend? Like, you know what, we ought to make it a little more clubby, or is that like what was
Well,
going on at the time?
For me, like I'm very strategic about production. So a lot of times, I'm really studying the radio format, and I'm trying to figure out, how can I, infiltrate the radio format without sounding exactly like what's on the radio. So a lot of times I'm looking at the BPMs and just the speed of the music. And so like even with a song like Dance With Me, like it's still relevant now. Like you can play that right after Wild Thoughts because it's like the same BPM and it's really like
Same
the same
tempo,
groove.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's really kind of like my take on production when I'm trying to create a smash record.
Do
You
the
know what I'm
guys
saying?
kind of look at you like, damn, I don't know, we ready to be on that kind of production?
Well, sometimes, because I remember that Slim didn't like Anywhere initially. You know what I'm saying? And it was
You miss them sometimes.
it was after he had sung the record too. So I was like, man, the most classic thing on the record to me was like the boom and his ad libs. I felt like those were the two most classic aspects of the song. So I was like, Mom, man, you killed this song in your ad libs at the end. In the shower. I just felt like that was a classic.
Man, that's crazy.
And,
But you
and
know
the
what?
funny part about that song, it was submitted to Usher and they turned it down.
Yeah.
So
But big shout out to Pooh Bear too, cause you know what I'm saying. He sat in my car and he looked at me and said,
it's funny
okay,
you said
Slim.
Pooh Bear because I met him a couple years ago in this building, and I didn't know who he was. I was ignorant to who he was yet, and I'm like,
Oh man.
he's like, oh, I did Peaches and Cream with. I'm like,
He did a lot of records. He was behind a lot of records with 112. You know what I'm saying?
So is that
Created
something
a
that's
monster.
like, yeah? When he worked in the studio, I was like, oh, he set the bar. When I
Right.
seen him working with the engineer, I'm like, oh no, you better come with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Right. He's gonna be in your butt.
You
yeah.
gonna get off
yeah,
that
yeah.
seat. I'm like, oh, you better be ready. Like so,
Right.
and I think you lose the thought process as if somebody's not there, to catch that moment when you're
Yeah.
really trying to create.
That's what he about. To.
So speaking about in the studio, so I know in the first album you guys have Wanye Morris for credits on that first album. Was Boyz II Men an influence on you guys or?
Absolutely. Boyz II Men, Jodeci. A lot of our earlier influencers were gospel artists. So Take Six, Commission, The Winans. But anybody that was ahead of us that was doing what we wanted to do. So that includes New Edition, Guy, Jodeci, Boyz II Men, Silk.
Silk.
Blackstreet.
Were they you think they were
Yeah.
fitting like a blueprint, or was it like this is working?
I mean, they were ahead of us and they were successful. So we paid attention to what they were doing, and I like to think that we kind of took a little bit of all of those groups before us and then added who we are, and that makes the ultimate. That's why we feel like we are the ultimate group, and no
Nah, you
shade to
guys
anybody
definitely
else.
took-
But we feel like in all of those groups, you have a little bit of that in 112, and then we add what we bring to the table, and it just makes it for an unstoppable force.
You know that that old term jacking for beats?
Jacking for beats.
Yeah, 12 used to jack ad libs. Like we'll take a dude ad libs like, oh yeah, we got to steal
oh,
that,
that's
bro.
fire.
Oh,
That's
I'm
it.
taking
Giving
that.
Giving away the
I'm
goods.
taking
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's
Nobody's listening.
What we say?
Nobody's listening. Don't worry.
What we say, bro? Consider that
Nobody's
stolen.
listening. Don't worry about it.
Consider that stolen, bro. We would
Public
take your
domain.
ad libs and then just
Public
just
domain.
yeah, that thing is out there.
Did you look at their dance moves and you're like, all right, I'm gonna do it like this.
No, I'll tell you what though. Brooke Pain, actually, we saw him last night too, as a matter of fact, and he was on our behinds too, bro. Because for those that don't know, Brooke Pain is instrumental with SWV, right? But in particular, New Edition. He was the reason why New Edition, those hands are crisp. You know what I mean? So yeah, so the choreography and stuff, man. So Brooke saw us yesterday. And he was like, "Bro, I'm watching y'all." You know what I'm saying?
No, but I gotta ask you. I was watching the Dangerous Games video.
Yeah.
You're dancing, right? Are you laughing?
Yeah, am I laughing? Yeah, I'm laughing all through. Man, listen, man. I don't know if y'all. I don't know if you realize. Listen.
I see when he takes his moment, he's like, "Yo."
Yeah. No, because you know what? I'm glad, man. Listen, it had been 12 years since we've done a video, bro. Like I was just so happy
excited.
to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was just really elated. Like I sat back for a second. I was like, damn, man, this is really going down again, man. It's like, which one was that? I think it was Slim I was talking to. I said, bro, it's really happening again, bro.
How is it doing the videos again? Is it like craft services and trailers? Or
oh yeah, man, we were divas, bro. Like craft services. We want
it's cold. Yeah.
I want my own dressing room, damn it.
I got you. First got my dressing room, I was like, damn, they wrote it in pen, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Right. They spelled your name.
Yeah,
No, but it was fun though. We actually had a good time. Everybody, the energy was there, bro. Like it was really amazing. It was hot as all get out. But imagine, if you will, wearing a fur coat in July.
No, I get it. It's a bad outfit choice.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like for the theme
for Halloween, I dress up as a b-boy.
No.
So I thought it would be cool to get a furry Kango.
Right.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
I was in the club with a furry Kango. And I couldn't take it off because without it was
like mess up your kit.
You gonna mess the kid up.
Boombox, but
right. Now your shoulder dislocated. Your head is hot.
You would die laughing because I'm getting pushed out the club. And I'm holding my speaker like, hold on. That's part of my outfit. If I drop this, I'm just a guy with Adidas on.
Oh my God.
Just a regular dude with an Adidas sweatshirt.
But yeah, you pick a bad outfit, I can see imagine.
Yeah, no, man. It was hot, bro. But it was all for the cause. It was the theme. For those that haven't seen the video yet, it was themed in the 1920s, 1930s. So you had a lot of the zoot suits and all that stuff, man. So that's when blacks were feeling themselves and they started understanding the power of the almighty dollar and stuff. So once we started getting some money and doing the little speakeasies and whatnot, the whole thing was about being in the speakeasy.
It's basically how y'all started, but like the old version.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's like if our granddaddies had did it.
So was it Lennox Moore? That's Lennox Moore, but like in the 20s.
Exactly.
Got you.
Right.
So what's next one, Charles? Are you gonna tour with the album or like?
There's always movement in the 112 world. Like we mentioned earlier, we're always on the road somewhere.
Always booked.
We are excited about the album. We have documentary that's on the way, the making of the album, just really giving you the insight on the process. We're in talks right now, the top of the year, doing a major tour. A lot of the artists that have been put out there is something with Jagged Edge. That'll be dope. We're always overseas, so we're in talks right now, going back overseas. And just really promoting this album. It's really all about Q, Mike, Slim, and Duran. This album, number 6, being able to stay connected with our fans and really show them that we appreciate them for rocking with us for 21 years. And even in the times that they were just screaming to us, hey, guys, give us something new, they still were patient with us.
Like, give me something new, but I'm going to still bump this.
I'm going to still rock with you, yeah. So as we're excited about this, we're really celebrating the excitement that they are showing us because we go on our social pages every day and we're seeing the excitement and the appreciation, not from just the fans.
What is the page?
The Official 112 on all social media, and then the official website is theofficial112.com.
So they can know what's going on, where you guys are going to be if they want to see a real show. I think you guys are definitely one of those acts that you got to see the whole thing. Like, hold on.
Come check us out.
We do all this. Like,
check us out. Check us out.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
And the album is available right now on all digital platforms, and you can actually physically go get it from Best Buy and Target.
If you go to Best Buy and you don't pick it up, you're not real fans.
Listen, we were in Chicago. We actually hoorayed on Best Buy. We went in there and grabbed like all the CDs.
I hope you've documented it, right?
Yeah, we got it.
Because if you didn't document it,
it'll be on the documentary. It'll be on the documentary.
Bro, even better. Yeah. Sometimes you got to go and be like, flex a little bit.
We scared the hell out of them people, bro. Like we went in there. We were like, where all the 112 CDs before we hurt somebody?
So if you went in that particular Best Buy, then be mad at us because we bought all of them.
There you go. So listen, you guys are getting sales there. I'm streaming it. I've been streaming it. I literally went on a bike ride and I put it on. It probably wasn't appropriate for the bike ride and get energized. But I wanted to just do my homework on it and just really zone out and listen to it. And it's a really amazing piece of work.
And that's the thing that we like for people to do, like really put it in and just let it play. Really, really listen to all the nuances that have made this version of this 2017 version of 112. So really, really get connected with the music and let us know. So everybody that listens to it, we say, hey, post about it and give us your opinions on it so that when we go back in and do the album number 7, we can kind of take those things into consideration.
Hey, put that in the universe, bro.
Yeah.
If they have an appreciation for it, they definitely listen to it, man. You guys are awesome. Like, really, it's like living legends in the room. I'm really happy that I got to interview you guys.
Let me tell you something, though, bro, not to cut you off, man, but I love when the host and so the guy that asks the questions, man, when they do their homework, man. And I just want to say, bro, it's deeper than just homework. Like, you're actually in tune. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, man, so very much, man. It makes these interviews so much better.
I had to get this question off because I can't before you guys go. One of my favorite songs is "Hey Love," right? R.I.P. to Prodigy.
Yeah.
Can y'all tell me a quick story about what it was to work with the man? Like,
oh man, that was amazing. Well, you want to?
To me, it's up there with the Meth and Mary as hood love songs. To me,
right.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I mean, initially, you know, like big shouts out to Duran right here because you know what I mean, like the way he flipped Quiet Storm, you know what I'm saying, was absolutely amazing, right? So got the #1 joint. So you know, hey, we have relationships, you know, it's just hip hop. They reached out and said, hey, you know, while we were on the Janet Jackson tour, hey man, we got a record, we want to do something with you. Wow. So, you know, while we were in Chicago, we went to the studio, hooked up with them, you know what I'm saying, we played I was like, oh man, one of them actually produced a joint? Okay, that's how we go. And it just worked real good.
Nah, that's one of my favorite records, and I always listen to this day, and I really appreciate it.
Did we do the video in Atlanta?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, almost every record had a hit. I see the
Yeah.
video, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, they came to Atlanta.
You still got the...
Yeah,
You
got
got the
I'm
show?
still there, baby. I'm still there with it.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Man, look, it's only so many jumps in these knees, bro. But I got it, bro. Like I can spin that thing, man. I can double joint it, bro.
Yo, absolutely. Well, I thank you guys for coming so much, man. I
Thanks
really
for having
appreciate
us.
you guys.
Absolutely,
I
bro.
hope when you guys come on this tour, I'll be in the building.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to see you guys rocking.
Absolutely.
Again, man.
Thank you so
It's a
much,
pleasure,
bro.
man. It's Fresh Produce with 112. Make some
Cheers.
noise.
Yes.
Get familiar radio, man. Thank you.
Now a program that delivers fresh produce.
I love fresh produce.